Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law. Where's your witness?
In the evidence.
That's hearsay.
It's notarized.
I still say it's hearsay.
She's fair.
You gotta help these young men learn how to do this the right way.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's firm.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No, I don't
Okay.
need to say anything else.
She's honest.
I'm not your child and I'm not your friend. That's the order of the court. Goodbye.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean.
This is the matter of Eric Fuller versus Rena Johns, and you're suing her for $3,000, and you allege that she overcharged you in the payment of rent.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Johns, you say that I can charge the reasonable value of the property.
Absolutely.
All right. Let me hear what you have to say, Mr. Fuller.
Your Honor, I've been living with the defendant for about 6 months, and I was happily paying $1,000 for the rent because that's what I signed on the rental agreement.
When you say living with her,
Yes, Your Honor.
living with her is a phrase. Were the two of you sharing the same bed?
No, Your Honor. I had a separate
Okay.
bedroom.
Excuse me?
I had a separate bedroom, Your Honor.
Okay, so you were renting a room from the defendant.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I just needed to get it clear what the status was.
We were living together. When I first moved in, we were just roommates, but it progressed to something more than that after time.
All right, tell me the period of time we're talking about. When you first moved in, you were roommates
Yes, Your Honor.
and you weren't paying rent
I was paying rent, Your Honor.
when you first moved in.
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's talk about the period that's called first moved in when you're paying rent. Tell me about that.
I've always been paying rent, Your Honor.
Okay, when you first moved in, you said we were living together and it became something more.
Yes.
So when you first moved in, were you paying rent?
Yes.
And you were roommates.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how much rent were you paying?
$1,000 a month.
And when did you first move in?
6 months prior to this case.
Doesn't tell me much. Can I get some dates from you?
Yes, November is when the
Moved
lease
in
was signed.
November. You had a rental agreement then?
Yes, Your Honor, I have it right here.
Okay. And you paid $1,000 per month.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And are you still living there?
No, Your Honor.
When did you move out?
After I found out that I was paying
When? Was when? I didn't ask you why.
Yes.
When is a date?
6 months after the rent started. May, Your Honor.
May. You moved out in May. When did it progress to something other than just roommates?
I'd say about 2 months into when I was staying there.
Okay.
We had a bit of prior history, so it wasn't as fast as it might seem.
So as of January, it progressed to what?
We became romantically involved with each other, Your
Okay.
Honor.
All right. And then it was a romance. All right. And during the romantic period, were you still paying the $1,000 a month?
Yes, Your Honor. I've always paid $1,000 a month.
Okay. And then when did the romance wane?
When I found out that I was paying for the total cost of the entire unit, and that we were not, in fact, sharing the rent as the rent stipulated.
As the agreement.
Stipulated.
So what's the total cost of the entire unit?
$1,000.
That's what you were paying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Eric clearly knows nothing about finances. but
So
it's
you
none
were
of my
paying the
business.
entitled cost. Did you own the property?
Yes, I own the property.
Did you have a mortgage?
Yes, I have a mortgage.
And how much was the mortgage?
The mortgage altogether is $1,000.
That's impounded.
Yes.
$1,000.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this rental agreement that he signed in November, or the two of you signed, is a month-to-month rental, and it said that he would rent a room, and under this rental agreement, the tenant agrees to share the rent with the monthly rental amount of $1,000. The monthly rent will be due and payable on the first day of each month.
Share.
Yes,
So when you said share the rent, who wrote this agreement?
I did.
She did.
What does share the rent mean?
Well, we are sharing the rent. Well, essentially, that's what it's supposed to say on paper, but I'm paying the mortgage, I'm paying all of the other bills. You know, he's not paying any of the other bills that comes
What
with
does
that.
share the rent mean when you wrote this? What did you have in mind? What were you saying?
That we're basically sharing the rent. We are paying,
The mortgage.
yes.
Okay, so if it's 1,000 and he's paying 1,000 and it's only 1,000, how are you sharing the mortgage?
Exactly.
Basically, I put it as 1,000 because he just had moved here, from New Jersey, and I'm actually cutting him a deal due to the fact that this is my home, and I'm letting him in and letting him share my space. He is not paying any of the property tax. He's not paying any of the other mortgage fees. He's not paying any of the insurances. He's not
You just
paying any
said
of that.
that mortgage included taxes and
Well,
insurance.
there's other mortgage fees that comes with that, Judge.
No, it isn't. Hey, do you know what a mortgage is?
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
She was out of town, and she asked me to forward her mail to her.
Okay.
Let her
Which
know.
I did.
Forwarding your mail doesn't mean you open it.
Thank
Right.
you.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Eric Fuller, who is suing Rena Johns for fraud.
What other mortgage fees comes except a late fee?
Well, there's insurance that comes with that
That's
as
what
well.
I just said. The $1,000, did that include taxes and insurance?
Well,
Or
no.
not?
No, that's what
Okay,
I'm
well
telling
then,
you.
that's what I keep asking you. If a mortgage is impounded, it means that the number that you pay includes taxes and insurance. If it's not impounded, you pay a separate number for taxes and a separate number for insurance and a separate number for the mortgage.
Which is what I do.
Okay, so you don't understand the question, or you don't understand ownership of property.
Okay.
So now, you have a mortgage of $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
How much is the insurance for that residence?
The insurance is around like $40-50.
How much is the property tax?
The property tax is around $150
Per month?
per month. Yes.
I'm not going to belabor this point. Okay, so he was paying $1,000 a month, and that was for his rent, for renting the room,
Yes.
for the rental of the room.
Yes.
And he says at some point the two of you became romantically involved. Is that a fact? You deny it or admit?
We did.
All right. And after the romantic involvement, you somehow later found out that there was a mortgage statement.
Yes, for $1,000.
Now, when you say a mortgage statement, you saw a mortgage payable to whom? What company?
To her. It was her mortgage statement. She was out of the
Who's she paying the mortgage to?
and she owns the property.
If she has a mortgage, she's paying it to some banker, some finance company. Who's
I don't know.
financing it?
I don't know.
So you
offhand.
say you
She
saw a
handles
mortgage
that.
statement? Where'd you see it?
I just looked at the amount. Okay.
But
I
what
wasn't.
were you looking at when you saw the amount?
I was looking at one of her bills.
Okay. You were looking at a bill from a finance company regarding the property that said it was $1,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you looked at that bill carefully, did you look at it real carefully to see whether that included taxes and insurance or just the financial part for the residents?
I did not look at it that closely, Your Honor.
Okay, so she charged you $1,000 a month, and once you looked at that bill, you saw it was only $1,000, so you thought she was charging you too much.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
Because the rent agreement says that we are to share the rent.
You're sharing.
If I'm paying $1,000, what's her piece of it?
Okay, did you pay utilities?
The utilities are part of the rent agreement.
He did not.
I don't see anything over here that says utilities included.
Thank you.
There's other things I do besides just. I don't just live there.
I don't know what. Yeah, there's some other things you do, and I don't know if you want to have that to be considered compensation for living there or not. But I can't get into that. I can't get into that because then that becomes, another legal issue. All right. So, were you paying utilities? I mean, light bill. No. Did you pay toward that?
I just paid the $1,000 that she asked for.
Okay. So you had light bill as well as taxes and insurance. You had utilities you had to pay?
Yes, ma'am.
What utilities did you pay?
I paid electricity. I paid gas. I also paid for master insurances, like other little association fees for security.
Oh, you were in a condo?
Yes, ma'am.
So you had condo association fees?
Yes.
Woo, that's higher than the doggone mortgage. So what is your beef? I don't understand. Why do you think she owes you something back?
This information was being hidden from me. I trusted her to
You're
provide.
talking about hidden from you. She owns that property. Does she have to lay out her whole life history to you? Because
I need to know what I'm paying for.
you were paid $1,000 for a room. That's
I
what it
didn't
said.
know where that was going, though.
$1,000 for a room. You paid $1,000 for a room. Didn't you say you had a separate room?
Yes.
Sure did.
That's what you paid for.
But she was also living in the same property.
So
And we agreed
you think
to
the landlord can't live in the same property as the person that's renting the room? There's no law against that. And the landlord can make a profit on the rent.
It's written that the rent is to be shared.
It is being shared because you're paying. You're not paying utilities. You're not paying gas. You're not paying lights. You're not paying the taxes. You're not. So she's paying a portion of the taxes and the insurance and the condo association fees. Did you see that bill?
I didn't see any of these bills.
Did you see the condo association fees bill?
I didn't see any of these
Well,
bills.
you say you saw the mortgage bill, so
How
Just
did you
that
see that
one.
bill?
yeah. How
Eric?
did you see that bill?
She was out of town, and she asked me to forward her mail to her, okay? Which I did.
Forwarding your mail doesn't mean you open it.
Thank
Right.
you.
I was
Invasion of privacy,
behind.
and it's illegal.
Okay, really? I was behind on one, and I panicked. I felt bad because Rena's always on top of her stuff, okay? So I didn't want my mistake to reflect badly on her. So I saw what looked like a very important bill, and I opened it up to send her the information so she could pay it on time, so it didn't look bad on her. I did that, and I'm sorry, but I did do that to try and help. I wasn't snooping around
And you
through all
saw
this
that it was
stuff.
$1,000.
Yes,
And so you decided to move out.
yeah.
And you want her to pay you what?
The other half of the rent for 6
Sound
months.
like an idiot.
I was told it was 1,000 and then it was shared. That's
the
500
rent.
two
This says
ways.
monthly rent for you, and that's what you paid.
It says shared. Shared.
You did share it.
$1,000 two ways is $500.
That didn't say share equally. That does not say that. It says share the rent.
1,000 that I pay is not shared at all. That's
That's
1,000
your
and zero.
share of the rent, $1,000.
And in LA, I'm helping you out. Where else are you going to find that in LA, where we live?
Coming up,
You're paying $1,000. She's paying other stuff. She's paying the utilities, the gas, the water, the condo association.
There's stuff I paid for too.
Get out of my courtroom. This is foolishness.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Eric Fuller, who is suing Rena Johns for fraud.
Living in a house is not just paying a mortgage. This clearly says for a room. And you had a room. And you paid $1,000. You did share it because there was condo association fees associated with that. There was the taxes and there was insurance associated with that, which she paid.
Why couldn't you be upfront about that?
You have to ask her that.
I'm busy. I have a lot of things that I'm doing. It's not in my mind to be like,
And
oh, well, let me go ahead and tell Eric about all of
it clearly
this.
says the monthly rental amount is for you, for a room.
When you charge somebody for a service, don't you give them a breakdown of all of the fees? I just wanted clarity.
No,
I just wanted to know what was
when
going
I
on.
own a piece of property as a landlord and I charge you for rent, I don't have to tell you anything about my mortgage.
But she's my girlfriend.
I could charge you the whole amount of the mortgage plus some.
Why hide
over
that
and
from
above.
me?
Now that's between the two of you.
I'm not hiding it from you, Eric. That wasn't my intention.
Not
But that's
anymore.
also not, it's not, like I said, I'm busy. Like,
So
I
why
have
didn't you
things
sit down
I'm
and
doing.
talk to her and say, let me see all the bills that you have to
you.
pay?
I don't know what else she's hiding from me.
But why do you ask her? Why you bring her to my court to try to figure out what else she hiding from you?
Out of my hands.
So this is a girlfriend-boyfriend thing, and she misled you, you think that she used you because you paid her $1,000 a month for a place to live, and she has all these other expenses associated with living there, and you think that she's supposed to give you some money back.
She's supposed to pay her half of the rent.
She did. Who bought the food?
I bought some of the food. We
Okay,
split
who
costs.
paid the condo association fees dues?
I guess her.
You guess. You don't even know what it is.
I don't own the property, Your Honor.
You don't own property.
That's not my responsibility to pay the condo association fee. I'm not a member of that association.
Exactly.
I just
didn't
pay
do
the
that
rent.
for you.
Coming up,
This is not the place to come to argue over that deceit. And you got fringe benefits on top of that. On top of the monetary benefits, you got other benefits.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Eric Fuller, who is suing Rena Johns for fraud.
What is your problem? You paid $1,000 for a place with a roof over your head, $1,000 a month, and you got benefits.
Out of my hands.
Because it wasn't what we agreed to.
It was. It's shared rent. That's sharing the rent. First of all, you're the renter. She's not. She's a mortgage holder. You're the tenant and the renter. So the language, you don't understand the distinction.
Well, this stuff-
Sharing the rent.
This-
You shared the rent. You paid $1,000. I can let somebody live with me and charge them more than my mortgage. There's nothing illegal about that at all. And I don't ever have to tell you what my mortgage is, because I'm entitled to make a profit if I can on my residence, on my property. And people do it every day. Why would I charge you just the mortgage if I can charge more? That's how I make a profit for charging somebody rent. That's income to me. How old are you, young man?
27, Your Honor.
I suggest you to go take a little simple, basic course in real estate. Because at 27, you should have a better idea and understanding of it. All right? Rent versus ownership, mortgages, and how that works, how rent works. Just take some basic class. You know what? You all so smart these days, you don't even have to take any classes. All you have to do is Google, Google, Google. But you think that she deceived you and she lied to you. But in terms of your relationship and that you guys were sharing, but this is not the place for that. Whether you want to dismiss her for that, that's fine.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
But $1,000 is reasonable for a condo. A condo association fees sometimes are more than the note. Not to mention utilities. Did you pay utilities?
No.
But you had lights and gas in the house, didn't you? So you were sharing. Is that what you're upset about?
No, Your Honor.
But you're sharing the expenses of the property. You're paying $1,000. She's paying other stuff. She's paying the utilities, the gas, the water, the condo association.
There's stuff I paid for too.
Yeah, get out of my courtroom. This is foolishness. Absolute foolishness. I don't believe that you sued her over that.
Thank you.
When a person deceives you when you're in a relationship with them, this is not the place to come to argue over that deceit. That's a relationship issue.
Thank you.
And you've got fringe benefits on top of that. On top of the monetary benefits, you got other benefits. And you want her to pay you money back? You sound like a zip dang fool. Judgment for the defendant.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
This was really embarrassing, Eric. Like, why would you do that? You put all of our business out there. You brought us here just to argue in front of a judge for her to call you dumb.
It took this much for you just to be honest with me.
All you had to do was ask me. You went through my mail. That's illegal. Illegal.
I don't have anything else to say to you.
Oh my God.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.